Hello, everyone. Welcome to Misfit Monday, Ravenloft Misfits. I'm Johnny. I'm the DM for a list of the cast names, socials, pronouns, and all of that stuff. It's going to be in the chat in the episode description. We stream this every Monday night-ish at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So if you would like to join us on Twitch and also YouTube, but we don't really pay attention to YouTube's chat very much, so it's mainly over here on Twitch. Just come hang out. Either one. But outside of that, make sure to sub, follow, do all the things. You can join our Discord as well, where we have our very first fan art of Ravenloft Misfits, and of course, it is none other than the boy, Bocephalus. Yeah. It's great. It's fantastic. Join the Discord. I'll even put the link in the chat as well. It's also going to be
I hadn't looked at it.
You hadn't looked at it
yet? No,
we're gonna go live reaction right now.
I haven't looked at it. I don't go anywhere.
Look at
Hello? That's my son.
That is
That's
your son.
Horrifying.
And
I forgot he had a human torso.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
It's great. Yes, and that was created by Puppet_D, who is literally just joined us a couple weeks ago after catching up on all of the Ravenloft Misfit episodes. So what a way to enter in the chat. Like, hey, here's some art. Great. It's amazing.
I'm gonna
outside of
that tattooed lower back.
Oh my god. That would be so good. That would be incredible. Outside of that, oh right, Zach isn't here. So Mima was in town, so but I can still go over to Zach. Hey Zach, what do we want to know about Roll20? Oh wait, hold on.
Is this working?
Wow, this counts as a Zach appearance. Zach appeared on this episode.
It should. Oh no. I think this Zoom is messing with the audio. No. All right, well.
Post it in the chat.
Yeah. Can't
really hear it.
No.
Damn it. All right, whatever.
Well.
Fuck it. That was supposed to be funny, but it sucked ass.
We'll add it in post.
Roll20.net. We'll add it in post. There you go. All right.
Cut away.
Oh, Zach, that was so funny. What a good
Thank
acting.
you, Zach.
Great job.
Classic. Fuck. All right. Well, outside of that, yeah, Roll20.net. Check it out. Outside, and then also Sirenscape. Check out Sirenscape. It's super great. You could do music and ambiance stuff. Yeah, no, that's it. That's all you get from me tonight. All right, let's do a recap. So,
I'm just gonna full screen open this.
Last episode, we started with a little bit of a intense situation where Citron was casting Gesh. Was that what it was? Gesh? I think we checked after.
I just thought you were trying to say gay. He was trying
That's
to cast
what I meant too.
Yeah.
Gay Gesh. I believe it's Gesh. I think that's what it was. Or Geish. I don't know. One of the two. But you were trying to cast that on Blair. Blair, awakened to face you, but soon after, the spell had been dropped, and Blair had calmed Beatrice, Lumaria, and Vaughn, tried to convince Blair to stop what she was doing and figure out that it was idiotic to go to the Amber Temple. But in the end, they were unsuccessful in changing her mind. Katya walked a bit away with Blair, just saying that she hopes to see Blair once more. Blair gave Katya a last and final hug before flying away towards the mountains, in which then Vaughn was able to telepathically message Blair about all of the dangers that she would face on her way there. Then you all decided that it would be best to return back to Arginvosholt with the skull, and once it was placed back into the mausoleum, the beacon at the top of the tower had lit up once again, shedding light all throughout Barovia, something that hasn't happened in centuries. Citron then regrouped with his order and found that each of them, himself included, had recovered a piece of themselves that they didn't know was missing. This happiness that was always a black hole in their stomach. The Order then thanked each of you in the party, promising to help whenever you would need it in the final battle. And after this, Beatrice had some words with Citron, but Citron also had some words right back. So after that conversation, the party decided to travel back to Berez and find the monoliths. As you traveled back, you found them, and you found that they were overgrown in vines and cracked stone, and this shriveled trunk at the center. You found heavy abjuration and conjuration magic all over the shrine, and Sorsha was able to confirm that she would need to do a ritual to reconsecrate this area, similar to what she had done before, but then you decided to take a break. Take a long rest before heading into the ritual and trying to start the reconsecration. As you all just kind of gather around, you started talking about who each of you are. Lumaria, Katya, and Citron had a little bit of a fireside chat, and Esmeralda had actually joined in after hearing a few things that Lumaria was talking about. Especially when they had said that their patron was a person named Rex. Esmeralda recognized this person and seemed a little concerned about it, but after some questioning, it seemed that Esmeralda had gone to the side of caution yet allied with Lumaria. But now we continue the long-awaited answer to the question of what is the craziest thing you have done while drunk. Lumaria had said that they had stolen a dragon egg? So, let's start there.
So, I believe Lumari has seemingly drank from their flask to add to the essence of a drunken adventure, and I don't. It is it is a long story. Time goes strange, but I got in the fight with the pirate captain. There was a situation with a some people believe a eldritch entity. I don't know. I don't speak with whatever that is. And then I found an egg that it did not belong to the captain. It did not belong to us, and the mother was not happy about it. It was not that much intensity, I would say.
And what happened to the mother? Esmeralda says.
Oh, well, she kind of destroyed the ship, most of my crew, and left me and two other survivors.
Left you? As in, just decided not to kill you?
Oh, well, they didn't want to kill me. I gave them the egg. Everybody was trying to leave with it. I tried to give it back. But it did not look good when I tried. It looked like I was trying to take the others, but I said I didn't mean to.
It's a quite reasonable dragon.
No, not at all.
Well, they left
And
you
like,
alive.
Lumaria like takes the part of the breastplate, the shoulder strap, and kind of opens, and there's just like this gnarly scar that goes from like over near the collarbone down towards like the diaphragm. They did not mean to do this bad, but it did hurt.
Is that what? And then she points over to your prosthetic arm. Is that what happened? Is it the result from the
No,
dragon?
that when I got drunk and my arm got stuck in the pulley.
Understood. It's great craft work. I have one myself.
Oh,
Is
this
that-
one, yes, it's an upgrade, if you would say.
It's made of metal. It's similar to the one that Beatrice has.
I
Can it
would
do
not know.
anything?
Oh, and you like they take a moment, kind of like glancing at it. Like they snap their fingers where the metal is, and it sparks slightly, but the sparks have like a almost more of a purple color rather than like a normal, despite the fact that it's like a golden arm. It doesn't do much, but it feels good.
Well, good. Good. So,
Takes another swig.
do you have another question, Citrin? Well, Citrin, what is the craziest thing that you have done while you were drunk?
Join the war.
You were drunk when you joined the war?
Drunk and angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Joined the war, became a dragonborn. Uh, it's a very unfortunate story.
Oh, yeah, just one moment. Did you say joined the war, then became a dragonborn?
Yes.
I not that not to pry too much.
Mhm.
I thought the dragonborns were made through like procreation, not like
Now you see, some are, others are blessed and become dragonborn, depending on the kind of dragon. Bahamut and Argynvost together, blessed me, and I became a silver dragonborn.
I could have become a dragonborn. I, I should have done better with my wish.
Oh, you got a wish.
Oh yes, that's how I got this scar. I I did not know I could make a wish. I just said I wish I would never forget this beautiful moment, and now I can never forget.
Constant reminder. Okay. Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
see, I think it was a joke, but haha, it's not too funny sometimes. But so Bahamut and Argy made you into a dragon thing.
Yes.
Why did they choose you? You joined rank and they rewarded you by making you all dragon thingy.
Yes. You see, people can only do so much. As a dragonborn, your breath weapon. You're stronger. You're cooler looking. Uh,
Well, yeah.
you're intimidating.
Okay, okay. So get drunk and
Hmm.
get blessed by dragon. I just got to find new dragon egg. Try
Yeah.
again.
Well, I
Maybe,
was sober
maybe,
when I became a dragonborn, but yeah.
maybe don't steal another egg. Just an idea.
No, if you steal another egg, I want to be there.
Oh, I hope
I
you'll
do
be
not.
there.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, if you say so. You see, there's a moment in Lumari does take a moment and like checks their like gauntlet, and there's like twinges of purple like fire flame that kind of every so often soars through the center of it, almost like an energy source, and they kind of like twist at it, and there's like sparks as it like gears almost start to like a engine rev lightly, and then settles. Oh, okay. I believe it is time to actually rest up for a bit and wait.
Yeah, it's very much how this seems. It's very much a hurry up and wait situation.
I don't do good with waiting.
I'm gonna
Are
go
you
check on the
even
source.
capable of waiting with your time, everything?
No, I am even before this I was impatient.
Oh, all right. I feel like there's so many more questions to ask, but I'm feeling a little dizzy, and I think it's time to rest. Who's taking first watch?
I guess I I'll stay with Sorsha, and we'll just keep an eye out.
All right. Kind of shake me out of my trance in 4 hours, and I
Yeah.
can take over.
Yeah, no worries.
Can we emerge from the portable hole at some point
Absolutely.
toward the
Yeah.
end of this?
Yeah.
Cool. Just before we all settle in,
Oh, I'm
sorry,
not used to people just coming out of
A
sinks.
hole?
Not like this. This okay. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
that's all right. I was just wondering, since potentially tomorrow we're kicking off this cross Barovian plan, does anyone happen to have sending ready to cast now?
Yes.
Would it be possible, if you were to contact our ally flying in the direction of the palace and see, check in on where they're at so you can spend the spell slot today rather than, I mean, you'll probably have to do it tomorrow too, but just seeing if they're close.
Oh yeah, that's fine. What's the name of this person? Give me a
Adrian?
brief description. Adrian.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you had seen. I think we kind of glazed over it in the session a couple sessions ago when you guys were coming to Berez. I imagined that there was a conversation with Adrian about the plan, making sure that everything was going, according to plan. And so I think, Citron, you would have met Adrian for even like 10 minutes. So you would have known
Okay.
who Adrian is. You've seen them, you know who he is, and you wouldn't have an issue with sending.
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically we'd just be saying, however you want to say it, I'm not going to give you a line reading, but like, we just need to let them know, like, hey, we're probably going to be like attacking this thing in about 8 hours. And that would be, we'll cue you. Do you think you'll be in position? Like, we're going to try and send another sending at that time. But
Okay.
Right.
yeah.
All right. I cast sending.
Okay. What do you say?
Oh, there we go. Just the gist of what I was just told.
Sure.
Yeah. Don't make me roleplay something. I can't do that right now.
You get the gist of a message of, I'm almost in position. Most likely there at night, but I will need rest first.
Well, I relay that.
So, and it's daytime right now. So he's saying like he's going to get there this evening, but then he's going to have to rest.
Correct. Yeah.
Wait, I thought it was nighttime because we're gathered around
Well, I mean,
the fire.
We've
kind
been
of timey-wimey
waiting
right
around
now.
all day, kind of.
Yeah.
This is like a full day of whatever you want to do. You have downtime. You can work on whatever you need to do or whatever. It's... You're wanting to long rest after doing just recently a long rest because you guys just teleported here immediately. And so whatever you guys want to do for a day, that's up to you.
Oh, so this is at the top of that. So like, well,
It's about like
We're just
midday
trying
right
to-
now. We'll say it's like noon.
yeah. Just nice timings.
As
If you guys
Lamari
wanna skip the
washes his
day-
shrine. We could just
What?
do it. We could just do it now.
Here's the thing. You're new. Every time we interact with one of these, Strahd shows up and kills someone. So the whole point of this plan is to try and possibly mitigate those consequences. To time out this other person's action with when we take action.
So how pissed is Strahd at each of you individually. I just want to make sure things.
I kind of look at him. I don't know. I think it's between me and Katya for who he hates the most, possibly. I mean, certainly that's up for debate, but I don't know if that's true.
All right, so it's definitely not me. Got it.
I think Strahd continues to ignore my existence, which is fine.
So if we do this, Strahd comes to us immediately.
Not exactly. We're not. Yeah, not exactly immediately.
So we can save the trip of. Nope, I see. We have reservations about it. Okay.
Which is very possible he will come immediately. But basically, we're just hoping this will mitigate that. It's just a lot of waiting around.
It is. I guess we just wait and prepare. So the plan is we do this. Your friend does something to Strahd to distract.
Essentially, yes.
Then what's the plan after that?
We immediately go to the next location and attack it immediately afterwards.
Do we know how we're going to get there?
I point towards Saoirse.
Yes, I will be opening up. Similar to what we just did.
And we know what we do when we get there.
Saoirse does her thing, and we figure it out.
Yeah, most likely going to be the same as what we're doing here. We've already done one, so I imagine whatever we do here is just more information that we can use for the next one.
So why not just do the shrine and do the swishy teleport thing anyway?
I've used up most of my high-powered resource.
Okay,
So
I see.
I'm a little tired after doing that. I don't think I could do it right now. I will need to rest, but tomorrow I'm hoping I can do it.
We have not much. We have not much considered what we're going to do after the second shrine.
Mari shrugs. Just
We
asking
don't.
questions.
We don't really know what will happen to the state of Barovia once all three are done. Do we? Look to Saoirse.
Yeah, like it's
I don't have a D20 for. Oh, there we
I think I actually know.
go. Go ahead and do. I would say for you, a nature check with an intelligence would work here. I would say do a nature check.
All right, what does the dice say? I know. Dice disagrees with what I know.
I would say that a lot of what you know is like hypothetical. You don't know if it's gonna be exactly right. You don't have a lot of evidence to prove whether or not one thing is gonna happen or the other.
Okay.
Saoirse, on the other hand, well, if I understand it correctly, I think if we were to give back the land to the Fanes, he wouldn't have control over it anymore. And I think the sun might come out again. I mean, it's there. The only reason why it's not is because of him.
so theoretically anywhere in sunshine we'd be fine.
One would hope.
That is an argument for at least after this long rest, waiting till daytime to attack the second one, or timing this out so it's during the day.
So we couldn't really do anything about it.
Yeah, buy us some time. All right. Well, for lack of more discussion, I think the plan is we rest, we wake up, we wait a little bit until it seems like our little friend might have made it to his destination, and then we just get right to it. Going from this one to the next one, and then hopefully find a sunny patch to sit in, or at least use that for some coverage before we go somewhere else.
I've never seen the sun.
It's very hot.
I haven't either, have I?
No.
If Sorsha
Yeah, you were
hasn't,
born- you were
Sorsha's
born in
older than me.
Barovia. Yeah.
I haven't either.
He's overrated.
Not sure I remember what it feels like, honestly.
I'm excited. Scared. But I'm excited.
Same.
Sunlight. It will be fun.
Hopefully.
Fun in the sun.
That's a good one.
It's really not.
Omari starts drawing in the dirt. Drawing some random images.
What
Y'all
what
gonna
are
get sent.
Yeah,
yeah, do we not recognize him?
what are they?
Anyone trying to observe them, they're very obscure iconography, but I'll take any form of perception insight against it.
Perception
Ooh.
or insight, or
Yeah.
does it fall into a knowledge subclass?
It's more so whether or not it'll be. I like a knowledge check. Give me. It could be Arcana or
That's all you had to say to us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Arcana.
Oh no!
Yeah, you fell into their
Arcana,
trap.
no.
You've activated their trap card. Holy fuck, both of you 31! Citron with a hot 6, trailing right behind both Beatrice and Vaughn.
Our stupid 31s.
My goodness. The sigil being drawn seems to be for the use of casting a spell with that high. Lumari is drawing a sigil to perform a ceremony of sorts, using some form of bless water, but also preparing a few other spell components, particularly mapping out uses for where to place magical darkness and where would be the best place to use the darkness in a conflict. Yeah, they seem to be like arcane runes of like different languages even. Like there's celestial elements to it, and a bit of whether or not you know infernal or abyssal, you can easily identify those markings inside of that.
Don't know infernal or abyssal, but I would definitely recognize spell language.
I know Infernal.
So with the infernal, I'll even give an extra. There is a specific reference to something about Moil.
Well, interesting.
I kind of like nudge Vaughn. I'm like, nod.
And it's very like childish energy drawing, like do 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 do.
I'll communicate with Beatrice through my finger. Say, there's Infernal in there, referencing Moil, I believe.
Well, it sounds like religious guff.
Do we know anything about that?
I don't have proficiency in religion, so I'm gonna elective unless it's not a religious name, but I assume I wouldn't know who that
It's
is.
not a religious name. It
Oh.
is relation to magic of a necromantic nature.
Oh, magic.
Magic. Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, that's a little bit more we know about the fella.
Do.
Figuring it out piece by piece. So are we just out loud sitting around for the day?
Yeah, yes. Pretty much.
Fun.
If anyone has any crafts, this would be a good day for them.
I've already worked on Bocephalus, unfortunately.
Mm.
So
It's
I
funny.
scratch my dog.
You guys have been just one thing after another for so long that you now have a full day to do whatever you want. And it's just waiting for the next thing to happen. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Lumari does take some of the muddy water and puts it in a vial and then scrapes out the sigil drawn. I used a spell to make holy water.
Cool. Yeah, and that's
I
easy enough to get
wish I had
because
thought about that.
Surrounding the stone pillars here, the monoliths, you see that there is that moat that is just like a continual stream in a circle. So you can pull some of that water, and easy enough, you make some holy water that just starts to glow.
And it very distinctly has that same purple light glow, almost like a black light energy. And once it's like starts to glow, Lumari slides it into like a small, like the sleeve of his mechanical arm, almost kind of thing, and just sets it in there.
I love that. That's so cool. Just like a compartment in the... That's
Just like in the wrist
so
right there.
sick. That's so sick.
I'm doing
So
all my stuff that I have that takes too long to do real quick.
Yeah.
nice.
It's like...
I'm gonna-
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm gonna do some work on a project. I don't have materials for it yet, but I'm just gonna go down and like be working on
Do you
some
need
like
materials
sketches and
for it?
stuff.
I was gonna
Uh,
go hunt for herbs.
Unfortunately, not what I would be needing, but thank you.
Of course, if anyone needs any kind of anything, I'm going to go where I know there's herbs around here.
Lumari starts raising a finger. I have a
Mhm.
shopping list if you are doing so.
I don't know what that means.
You have never gone
I
shopping?
mean, I know what a list is. No, I do not know.
Ah,
I've never been shopping. I believe I've heard the word, but
you have been here whole life, haven't you?
I spent the past 7 years in a cage outside of that hut that I set on fire.
Okay, I see. So you don't know what shopping is. Okay.
Is that the exchange of goods and services for not barter?
Yes, you'll find stuff you want. You gives them gold, silver, whatever it is, and you walk away with many goods.
I've never held gold or silver. Well, except for things made of silver. Those aren't coins, presumably.
Would you like to hold gold, silver, copper?
Sure.
As Lumari's like reaches into one of their pouches, loud jingling, and just pulls out like 3 gold pieces. You can just have these.
I hold one in each hand.
And this iconography is nothing Barovian, 2 of which are identical, seemingly from one region, and the third one, different icon from the other 2, also different region.
Well, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But anybody that's gets a good look at this. The Barovian gold coin has the iconography of Strahd on it. So this is definitely not from Barovia. Though Vaughn would have no idea.
And I just have these?
Yes, at any point, you find someone after the sun comes out, you give them that, and most times they give you whatever they're selling, and even things they're not selling, depending on how well you speak.
I've been told I don't speak well.
I disagree.
Thank you. Oh. Put them in a pouch. The most probably normal thing that Vaughn has done
Ever?
of like opening like because you pulled it out of a pouch, so Vaughn just kind of imitates you but putting them back in it. And there's definitely like a squelch sound as I put them in the pouch. I don't know what's in there, but
I'm surprised you didn't put them under your eyelids.
should I do that? Would that be more appropriate?
Well, I mean, save them for the river crossing.
Right. Yes, no, I might want to do that. But then I debated swallowing them, but I don't know how much more room I have in there. I think my rapier is taking up a lot of space.
Just
But you had a list of herbs.
more so if you can happen to find an eyeball out there. That's all I need if you happen to just
Of-
find one.
Of any kind? Humanoid?
Preferred
Bestial?
humanoid, but
Preferably humanoid.
it needs to be at least decent size and kind of tries to make a round. It's like basically
Yes.
a regular like wolf size, human size, just like in that range, and goes. That's what big just
Of
that's it.
course. I'll see if any of the former residents are still around.
See, I know you and that your pet. I know you'd be the one to find the pieces I need.
Of course, yes.
As you're leaving, Sosha also says, just, I guess, whatever you can find. I have a feeling that I might need to use some sort of stuff for this. And she's just standing at the center of the circle, kind of. She's walking in between each of the pillars, kind of looking around, but she points over towards the shriveled trunk at the center, and just this. I don't quite know
Right.
exactly what's going to happen, so it's better to have something than not.
I'll pick so many plants.
Oh, and the flower if you can.
A flower, of course. I'll bring a few.
Okay.
I toddle off. Me and
Go ahead
Bocephalus
and
go.
do, yeah, survival check with advantage because Bocephalus can definitely help with this.
Oh, thank God.
The boy. Ooh, 17.
I'll use a psionic knack if that's not
Okay.
high enough.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it'll just increase what you find.
It's a D. Okay, well, I'll shut the fuck up,
You
I guess.
also have a D6
Oh.
if you'd like to add that to this.
I would love to. My herb finding abilities.
All right.
How's
so
a
then
22?
22, yeah, for sure. I will say
I'm also trying to find any of the old witches that used to hang out around here. Because I know they used to.
okay. Let's
But
do
mostly I'm keeping
for
an eye on
that-
herbs. Yeah.
Let's do for that a perception check.
Oh, I'm not investigating?
Investigating is like getting a closer
Yeah,
look
no,
at
I
stuff.
know. I know. Fine. How about a natural 20 for 27?
Wow, okay.
How's that sound? Does that sound okay? Is that high enough?
All right. You're going through Perez, finding the usual spots. You return back to the cottages, which you knew there was like a little coven there, but of course they were killed by the misfits, and so you head back over there, looking over and trying to find if they left supplies or anything like that. You find some. You continue around the perimeter of Perez. You find the goat pen. There are goats still in there, grazing on the dead grass that surrounds them. You travel past the...
I'll open it. as I walk
Okay.
by.
Sure.
I'll just open it as I go.
Yeah, they immediately run out. One of them just slowly walks the perimeter inside and then just looks up at you while, like, chewing. And then just slowly walks past you, continuing to eat the dead grass around the pen.
Mm-hmm.
But after releasing them, you continue on the perimeter of Berez. You find the flooded remains of what was once a church. You find bodies surrounding the outside of this. Zombie bodies. Things that were undead once and now are completely slain. You knew that there was a coven inside of this flooded church, and as you enter into it, they're gone. Seems that they abandoned whatever home they had, but you find quite a few supplies here. They seem to have left in quite a hurry. So you gather whatever is on that list, because a 22 is really good.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, after finishing the perimeter and going on the northern side of Berez, looking through the forest...
I mean, I'll pluck some zombie eyes.
Sure. Yep.
They're there,
Yeah.
so
might
they're
as well.
humanoid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'll just plunk them real quick, without a lot of description about it.
Yep. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the northern side of Berez, and the forest is vacant. Every so often, you do see animals. You see there is, the hisses of alligators here every once in a while, and then you see snakes that slither away from you. And the constant reminder that there was once a coven here. The hanging totems that signified almost like warnings to those that would do them harm.
I'll take one.
It's like... It's this little femme-shaped person that has this like almost like seaweed type dress on. Not algae, but moss. There we go. Moss. Has this moss dress that is still damp just from the humidity here in this swamp. But after walking around and looking in the usual spots, no other evidence of any covens that have been staying here.
They just all bounced.
Yeah, it seems so.
Cool.
Seemed that whoever is powerful enough to kill Baba Lysaga is powerful enough to kill all of them, so... Yeah.
I'll tie the little totem to my belt. And I'll wander back with all my supplies.
Hi, everybody from the raid.
Hi, Raiders.
Hype train. Hi, everybody.
Whoop.
You return back to the camp with everything that you needed in tow. This large gathering of stuff in your two left arms. And you come back to find the camp pretty much in the same exact spot as it was before.
There's just a goat slightly closer.
Right, yeah. There's just like goats on the outskirts of the camp now. And you just hear "Meh" every once in a while from out far away.
I brought things.
But did you find an eyeball?
They're mostly there were already corpses, so I
That is
produce a
ex
jar of corpse eyeballs.
It takes this is ideal. Thank you. I can takes the eyeballs one by one and just kind of like stashes them in belt pouches.
Mhm.
And that would cost me about 3 gold, so thank you.
Oh, what a what a striking business. If I just harvest the eyeballs from people I kill, then I can sell them for money.
That is
Money can
how
be exchanged for goods and services. Hmm.
Vaughn becomes a raging capitalist.
Hmm.
The darkest arc.
Call it the
The
market
darkest
on
character.
guys.
If I control the supply.
Vaughn would be the one that has that like cryptid like kind of shop though, the one with all knickknacks and different like
Yeah.
occult type shit. Ugh, I love it.
Stop predicting Vaughn's future.
Opens a little shop in Valakai. Everybody knows
No,
Vaughn
I'm in
and
I'm in a
actually
mad science
likes
lair.
them.
Let's not get overboard.
um Beatrice's shop just has a portable hole opening the whole time. Is that how this works? Um so like once getting the stuff, Lamari is nosy everywhere. Will like lean over to the hole and be like try to like knock on it, being like
I look up, I just see like a little hand coming
And
through
yeah.
the doorman. Come in as I sort of like shuffle away some of the stuff I'm working on.
regardless of how it works, Lamari will like fall in, like trying to figure out how to get in there and just kind of stumbles head over heels.
There's a ladder.
Okay. That this was not expected. It is different than going below deck.
Rather, though, once you know the ladder is there, I think it should be easy enough to get in and out.
Ladders are for weaklings.
I
my-
find that fundamentally incorrect, but continue.
I am curious what you are doing in here, and is like very much so grabbing any like small baubles to like look at them as close as possible.
Well, I like as they put things back down, I'm like putting them precisely back where they were picked up from.
Like just a
A
small
little bit
like
off.
5-degree turn too. Yeah.
Yep. Which when you come down, it's a standard portable hall, but it's been really decked out. It looks kind of like if you've ever been in like I think of like a prop shop or like a costume maker's shop where they have like a rolling table that's like kind of like working so you can stand at it, and there's like a stool at it. There's a bunch of different like tools and accoutrement in this area. I would say like there's like a really extensive alchemy set. So there's a whole bunch of just like vials and distillery stuff and all of like all tinctures and all of those kind of materials. There's an entire like wood carver set that can be like pulled out from the wall with different types of like hewing materials and all that sort of stuff. And then there's also actually probably the most complicated thing down here is there's like a very rudimentary miniature forge because I have a whole smith's tool set. So there's like is folded up like smith like furnace with like a folded up or I guess it would be like metal apparatus that can like fold out into into like a smokestack that can like extend out through the top of the portable hole. But yeah, it's pretty decked out. Well, you can tell all the furniture was like built custom, so it like fits into the sides of the room. There's a decent amount of space to like. There's a lot of. It's a very effectively stored space. Like everything is, like a lot of, like the Murphy bed of shop tools, where like everything can like fold down and is very like practical.
And the entire time, like as Damari's looking, is still with every little thing. If it's a table that can move, adjusts it just to see, and is very much like investigating everything.
And is it something you needed in particular?
Not really. I just want to see what's in here. Uh, Grabs another thing.
That is particularly that's actually very valuable. If you wouldn't just if this is a matter of curiosity, I'm happy to answer questions.
No,
Do you,
no questions.
do you have any experience with any of these things?
Only after sleeping.
All right.
Take something.
That is going to burn, inhaling it that strongly. Yeah, and I like take another thing, and it's like a little like soothing chemical that I sort of like waft it in their direction.
Okay, so
Better.
strange smells. Oh, it makes the eyes water. It is Oh, okay. So you just make stuff down here?
I can make things. This was sort of like my one place of privacy for many times. It's
Privacy. I get it. I need some private time to myself too sometimes.
it is nice when you get to be alone.
Moves a little crafting table, just kind of like checks the weight of it.
Do you do much crafting or artisanal things? I don't really.
Yes. After sleeping, I can do pretty much anything.
Really? Well, I mean, you slept last night, so you can do anything you would like now, or is that just like directly after waking up?
I mean, if I want to do something now, I could. But usually after waking up, I can do it better.
I see. Is that just. I'm gonna assume that's more than just waking up with a good attitude that gives you that ability.
No, that's it. I wake up in a good mood and I can do it.
Charming. I,
Moves another table bit.
I was wondering. At this point I've seen I did because I did a perception check on the prosthetic that
Yes,
Nomari
the
has,
arm.
right? Yeah. Okay. You I actually did notice you have a fine piece of work there yourself. Where did you get that? Because I recognize it as non-Barovian.
Yes, non-Barovian.
Right.
Where did I get it? Well, this one I got at some time between crashing my ship and ending up in the mist.
And you got it? Is a very general. Is that as general as you can? Did you make it? Did someone give it to you?
I did not make it. I guess technically it would be considered given to me.
I'd love to know any more about the craftsman. I mean, that's very fine work. I have some experience with prosthetics myself.
Well, I don't actually know who made it. I just know who told me I could keep it.
Feel free
Oh,
to share any of those answers.
oh, my
I'm not getting any less curious.
my teacher, I guess. Um, he told me that I can keep it after I found it on my arm.
And this teacher, what sort of things do they teach you? Is this the person who lets you be so much more adept at things in the mornings?
No, that is something else. That's something that my mother taught me. No, my teacher, I I know how magic works, and like kind of does like a swooshy arm thing.
Not in here. Not in here. Very careful about what we do, and maybe you should stand away from the apothecary.
No, my magic, it is not that kind, usually.
I You intrigue me. I really can't place whether you are cryptic because you don't know yourself or because you don't want to share information or some other third option?
Oh, I love to share. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I just believe no one's been asking questions correctly
I see. So, for instance, me asking who is your teacher is not a specific enough question.
because it doesn't matter to you. If I told you their name, would it give you any insight?
You can't know that. I might know who they are.
Oh, well, then Rex.
Rex. I was not there for the previous conversation,
Okay.
so I don't know if I
right,
would have
yeah.
recognized that name.
Go ahead and do a history check. This is a high DC.
Sure thing. A 17.
Never heard of it.
Well, you're
And, I
right.
mean-
I shouldn't.
You've heard the name before, but you don't know.
It could be one of
Rex.
many.
Right, you don't know
Yeah.
who that might be.
Well, you're right. The name didn't give me any information. Is there any information you could give me you think I would recognize? I'm pretty experienced in the lore of Barovia, and if if they're like a noble person or well connected or craftsman in some way.
I believe they are considered noble to some, to others, not so much. They have crafted many things, but also none that any have seen.
And why are they helping you?
Oh, they're not helping me. No.
But they gave you that arm,
No, they let me keep it.
and that wasn't helpful?
It intentionally was not harmful, so I guess supposedly it was helpful. They just chose not to take it from me.
So they're not helping you. I assume that means you're helping them.
No. We all just so happen to be on the same road.
So they're a companion.
I would like to say that they would not.
Interesting. I have a question to not overstep meta for a second. I feel like we have been around enough situations where somebody is like in I have a friend that I can't talk about who helps me, that this would start setting off Beatrice's dark power alarms. But I don't want to assume that if that is, because I know that's also, does that seem like a step too far for her to like infer?
I don't think so. You've seen that quite a bit. So I would say that
Yeah.
that from what you're getting, it's either you're either getting a dark power, you're getting like some patron vibes of like either like maybe warlock type of thing, maybe
Something,
dark
yeah.
power. Maybe this is like a dark god that they're getting power from, like a paladin kind of thing situation,
Right.
maybe. But
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
definitely getting some vibes.
Yeah, something like that. Well, I guess that's true. It might not. I just think of dark power because most of the people we've interacted with have had it's been specifically that.
Right. Yeah.
Is this teacher somebody you met before you arrived into the mists and before you arrived to Barovia, or is that somebody you met specifically after arriving here?
After the mist, but before Barovia.
Interesting. And you can still pass into the mist?
Perhaps? I actually am not sure. I have not tried.
Interesting. I find the mist very fascinating myself. I would have getting out of here is sort of a priority for many.
The mist is strange. In the mist, time is normal for me. The powers of the mist distort everything, which somehow brings comfort. It's here in Barovia that things turn.
Why did you choose to, or I guess maybe, did you choose to walk with this teacher as a companion, or was it sort of a foregone conclusion once you came in contact with them?
I met a friend, or I would call a friend, and we spent time. And then they did not kill me, they did not take my arm, so I let them teach me.
And you say you're both walking toward the same goal. What is that?
What? To stop the mist.
But I thought you liked the mist.
I do, but I prefer what's beyond the mist. The mist is reminiscent of home.
I see, and you said you were. I don't think Beatrice heard the conversation about him being from like a spaceship, like celestial
I
stuff.
think that was with Katya.
Yeah, it
when
was.
it
that
was
was
during
that was
the-
like that's while we were down in the hole. Okay.
Right. Well, I think it was back when you
It
guys
was
were
back-
long resting after the fight with Arginvost ghosts.
It was
Got
when me
it.
and Katya
Arginvost's
was doing the first watch.
Ghost. Right.
Got
that.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember that, but I'm like, I don't think Beatrice is privy to
Right.
that information.
Yeah.
And this whole time, Lumari is like staring at Beatrice with like a very like sheepish, like fun smile, mostly unblinking, showing off the fact that you can see one eye has like a black sclera, and normally they have like this golden hazel eyes, but the one with the black sclera has a deeper gold to it, almost metallic.
Is your eye also mechanical?
I don't know.
Did you get it at the same time as the arm?
I don't remember.
That tends to happen for people who have friends like yours, anyway.
Yes, that is true. I had one friend that they lost a few organs because they decided to get too drunk at the bar.
That's rather unfortunate. Did you remove their organs? Is that what you're implying here?
No, I don't typically remove my friend's organs,
I'd hope not.
but I can if you need me to.
That is good to know. Just make sure you save them for something practical. I'm sure Vaughn would make excellent use of them.
Oh, absolutely. I decided that all organs I find will be given to one to make that little thing, so I think it needs more, always.
It does. It's starting to smell. It definitely needs some parts replaced.
In due time.
So, you want to get rid of the mist.
Yes.
So you don't really care about Strahd.
No.
And you have no personal attachment to Barovia.
No.
You know, actually, that's not too far off from how I feel about things. My distaste for this place is more that I would like to be out of it.
I know.
If there was a way to do that without having to kill Strahd, that would be lovely. But it doesn't seem like that's an option for most of us.
It is an option for you. For me. For us.
How so?
Defeating Strahd is not the end of it. It can never be.
So you're saying even if Strahd dies, you think the mist will continue on?
And so long as the mist continues, so shall Barovia in its current state. No amount of sunlight you bring will stay.
Wait, no. And you see Beatrice getting a little bit, like, actually a little hot under the, like, little myth now. No. I don't... The Strahd's connection to Barovia is what caused the mist. It took away the sun. Killing him means that would go away. That's what all of the fact. What information do you have on this? Where are you getting this?
From the same
Everything
person.
I've read, studied.
And there's a moment when you see Lamari kind of like lean forward. Well, my teacher was the same one who once taught Strahd.
That is a reference I might recognize. It's up to you, John.
Yeah, no, for sure. From the time, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of information you know. It would have been something in like passing, it would have been like teacher of the arcane arts, more specifically. That's like the only type of teacher that Strahd has had recently with anything.
Okay. So you're
And
saying... Go
I'll
ahead.
also add, by the time that you knew Strahd, he was already a powerful wizard.
Right,
So
yeah, of course. Yeah.
this had to have been like hundreds of years ago.
Right, I assume... Sorry. My understanding of Strahd is that he was like... So obviously, like, was a soldier, blah, blah, blah. But I assumed he got arcane training before transitioning into vampirism. Is that not true?
Like a
little
little,
bit.
but most of it came afterwards. Most of
Got it.
I mean, he's been alive for so long now
long
that
time.
like that's
I know I'm not in the scene, but would Citron recognize that since he's been here like the entire time Strahd's been a vampy baby?
I would say no. And the only reason actually I think that arcane stuff would be new for Citron because when he first attacked Arginvost, he didn't have any of that. So you might know that there was like a little bit of a change, but as far as like details, you were probably more on the side of, well, he probably learned it in his hundreds of years here. Yeah.
But sorry, are you saying that the mist didn't exist from the time that Strahd took over the land and it came later? Once he learned from this teacher of yours?
Your information is partially correct in a wrong order in sorts, but the long short is Strahd learned more power. My teacher taught Strahd.
And I'm going to make a little leap. I get the sense that your teacher is not necessarily corporeal and has some sort of mental, spiritual, something connection to you. Have you ever encountered them as an actual physical, mortal being standing in front of you?
I'm gonna first defer to Johnny. I know I've had interactions, but have I had an actual
You
in
know,
any form other than the
I'll defer to you. Either way is interesting. I don't care either
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
in most times I have encountered a incorporeal form, whispers and so on. However, when I move through the mist, their presence becomes more tangible. I can see them and be around them, though fleeting.
And this person only... Can this person move, and when I say through, I mean from this realm through the mist into another. Can they cross between realms, or are they living within the mist?
In the current state, it is hard to say. In the best way I understand is the dark powders influence all that the mist is, and my teacher exists just on the edge of that.
I see. So I see why your teacher might want to dismiss the mist, because they seem to be trapped within it. It's very funny that Strahd sort of used their teachings against them. Who knows whether that was bad luck on that. And your interest in dispelling the mist is just for you to be able to move on from this place.
Mostly, yes. I just want to go home.
I see. Why can't your teacher just get rid of it? If they're the ones who taught Strahd to make it, surely they must be powerful to unbank it.
Because it is not Strahd who made the mist as much as Strahd can control it. Strahd is still a pawn of a greater force. That is my goal.
So you wish to destroy the dark power behind Strahd.
If I cannot destroy them, I am hoping to destabilize.
This is a lot of information. So you believe that killing Strahd, the Mistwall will persist unless the dark power behind Strahd is destroyed. And you've gotten all this information from a semi-corporeal being that is trapped within the mist who taught Strahd how to control the mist.
Not so much control the mist, but they learned much of the mist together. And in that, my understanding is no matter what you do to Strahd, so long as the dark powers exist, Strahd can and will come back. How else do you think that his love continues to come back in different forms over and over?
Tell me about it. I think something very interesting here is you're saying that is there going to be a window in which the mist is weakened? Is it or before the dark power? Because the dark power will have no hold momentarily, theoretically.
Yes. So, this is why I've come to you. You, out of the entire group, seem to be the most intelligent of them. My precise intention is that your goal to defeat Strahd is necessary to weaken, to destabilize Barovia. Then, whilst they are attempting to reclaim Barovia, to then destabilize the Dark Power's presence here in Barovia and free not just this land, but the others I have moved through.
How aware, Johnny, how aware is Beatrice of like the Dark Lords and the other realms of Ravenloft? Like, does she know anything about that?
I'd say do like well, I mean, you didn't really know too much about like dark powers beforehand, before going into the Amber Temple, and then that's when you researched and learned a lot about it. I would say you probably saw a lot of references in the Amber Temple, actually. A lot of the dark powers start talking about like champions that they need to have in order to connect them to domains and certain things like that. So I would say you're actually kind of familiar with some of them. Do a history check, and we'll see how much you had learned at the time.
Sure. 29.
29. Awesome. I honestly not surprised. You had heard references of quite a few. There is more than 10. There's a lot. So, I wonder if you've heard of Darkon. No. I'll say Darkon. Darkon you heard of. You haven't heard of like who the Dark Lord is. But you hear that it is one that is missing. That is like the one. The one out of all of the domains that is missing the Dark Lord that once inhabited it.
I see. So I've heard of a place that is missing a Dark Lord,
Yeah.
but I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you know too much about it. Just only based off of the previous history roll, since you didn't know who Rex was.
Sure.
I would say that you're connecting now that it could be this domain. But you're not sure who they are specifically.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. So you are planning a bit more of a crusade, I think, than any of us anticipated.
Oh, crusade. That sounds important.
Well, it's certainly a larger endeavor than I had accounted for. How many of these lands would you need to break in order to dispel the mist permanently?
After the few I've been through, ideally, this is the only one,
Only
or,
this one.
or the last one, depending on how you see the events.
So have you broken other domains before?
I'm gonna defer to Johnny on how much work I've actually accomplished.
You know what? Actually, I would say that you got pretty close to the previous one that you were in, and that's where you had firsthand experience that there's more to it than just one, than the person. I'll say that that's where you got that experience.
Okay. So I
I'm
have
Go ahead.
only been able to substantially get to my objective in one distinct time.
I'm familiar with some of the Dark Lands, if you want. You may be able to speak more specifically.
The land of wolves.
Carticus. Is that correct?
Yes.
Correct me if I wouldn't know that name, but Ellen happens to know that name.
Absolutely, yeah, no, sure. 29 history for sure, yeah.
Okay. I see. And things didn't go so well with the fiddler there.
The fiddler was not necessarily the problem. It's dealing with the fiddler led me to realize the thing that binds the land. The entity that lingers in the mist. It rebuilt all that I broke.
I see. And have you gone to have you perhaps gone to one of the lands that, I mean, I know there's a domain known as the Carnival that can travel between them. Have you visited anything like that?
The carnival is not one I've been able to interact with. No.
This is troubling in an advanced way.
Yes.
So, I have so many questions and not enough books. There is some force within the mist that tried to rebuild it as you were trying to break it down. And you're saying your teacher is within those mists as well.
To clarify, not in the mist, but along the fringes.
And you've determined that the power behind Strahd is that thing rebuilding those mists. Is that what you're saying?
The dark powers. The things that given Strahd their power, and the others.
My. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness. I'm just trying to think how to talk about this practically. Give me a second. Breaking out of character for a minute here. Yeah.
A lot of lore just dropped.
Well, it's also a thing of like, I have about 1 billion questions, and I often become very aware when I'm like, I have 1 million questions I can ask you, but do I want to go through all of those questions now to like really break it down?
Johnny said we had all day, so I was like, oh, Lumari about to just...
You know what? That's a perfect time. Why don't we go to break now? Let Ellen collect her thoughts. We're gonna come back in 15. And we do have a giveaway. What are we giving away?
What
I'm
are
the
we
one that
giving
does
away?
it. I don't know. We're giving away
Oh.
capers. It's the 1920s Prohibition era in the United States. Alcohol is illegal. Organized crime grows at an unprecedented rate as gangsters get rich selling hooch to a thirsty populace. You are one of the handful of people who will be gifted with superpowers. Will you use them to build a criminal empire or a law enforcement with powers to bring those criminals to justice? Either way, we're going to be giving away a copy of that for Roll20. So if you'd like to join in for that, we are going to start the giveaway now. I believe it is... nope, that says Daggerheart. One sec.
Oh.
We're going to do lore. That makes the most sense for today. All right. We're going to start that giveaway. And we will see you all in 15 minutes. There it goes. All right. See y'all later. Bye.
Become inspired by Sirenscape Online Player's massive sound library and weave your tabletop legends by building custom sound sets that bring your immersive world to life. Simply download the app to access the entire Sirenscape archive anytime you need epic sounds. The online player works perfectly alongside any virtual tabletop to bring your players together no matter where they are in the world. Broadcast your custom sound sets in real time with flawless audio quality to give them a game they'll never forget. Get the Sirenscape Online Player today at Sirenscape.com.
Skull Splitter Dice has something for every adventurer. The dice that you use could be the difference between life or death. With over 15 styles of metal dice, a variety of class-based cases, and other gaming accessories, we have something for every gamer. Our products are perfect for Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, and more. Be the envy of your party and get yours while supplies last by going to skullsplitterdice.com. Again, that's skullsplitterdice.com.
Table Talk is not your typical D&D TTRPG podcast. We are not here to run you through our whole campaign.
We're here to talk about everything else in the space of tabletop roleplay.
I'm your host, Alejandra Wilhelm,
And I'm also your host, Mariah Gresham.
and we're your tabletop roleplay girlies.
Seriously.
The Avatar.
all of them like pop out.
You know those ghosts, yeah?
Oh my God, Robin! Thank you, Robin.
That's the
Ass grabbing leather.
This is the most important of this chapter.
It's all written down. None of this actually happened.
Hi, we're the Slovenly Trolls. We're two big bad evil girls with a podcast all about feminism and Dungeons and Dragons. Each month we deep dive into a part of D&D history or lore, giving context as to why some problematic things are the way that they are, and encourage people in our favorite hobby to do better. So if you enjoy nuanced discussions, nerdy rants, cited academic sources, and dick jokes, you should check us out.
Welcome back, everyone. I think Zoom is all good on the overlay. Cool. I tried leaving. My camera keeps on freezing for some reason, but it didn't fix it. Oh well. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 applications that I'm running on my computer while streaming. It might be that.
Streaming to 2 different sources at the same time?
Maybe. Who knows?
Probably
Anyways.
Probably not.
Besides
Couldn't be that.
It couldn't.
Something else.
No, of course not.
It's a secret third thing.
It's a secret third thing for sure. We're gonna pick the winner. It's going to the DIY witch. All right, I'm gonna send you the code later, but for now, we return to the lore-dropping conversation between Beatrice and Lumaria. We left it with Beatrice collecting her thoughts because of all of the cryptic information that was kind of just being thrown at her in little spurts here and there. Yeah. What do you all want to do?
I think we return back into that room, and there's now like a pot of like warm brew. No, she probably had a bottle of wine that she got. She's got a bottle of wine out, a couple cups that is like they've been now. She's got like a piece of paper and like actually trying to lay out the details of like. So when you're okay, that's I understand. You're now saying that's okay. I've got the picture here. So you're saying that while you tried and were unsuccessful to destabilize the other realms, you've discovered that destabilizing specifically Barovia and the dark power behind Strahd will actually break the hold on the mist, causing it to dissipate.
Yes, and then release all the lands.
All right. Okay, we got there. My God.
I feel like it was pretty simple the first time I told you.
I'd try not to question my own intelligence, but I did feel a little bit within a labyrinth on that whole situation.
I know, but that's why I chose you.
Honestly, I think Vaughn might have navigated that faster than I did.
I did consider Vaughn. However, Vaughn will be necessary for other things.
Sure. I think... Why? You told me this, but you want everyone to know this? Is that correct?
Oh, that is up to you.
Doesn't necessarily contradict any plans we have. It's more just whether or not they need to worry about it. I see no reason not to tell people, but be aware that maybe we'll go with the more... I'll use this to maybe communicate it as necessary, but it's relatively straightforward. It's just an expansion on the...
Exactly. Because once we deal with Strahd, the Dark Powers will specifically come after us regardless of what we do.
Right. Well, I should pick up the wine. I now have to figure out how to deal with this, which is... That's fine. But feel free to say and sit or go anyway. Actually, if you want, since you seem to be on better terms, to hell with it. I have 2 things I can't use that I don't know if you can use, or perhaps the other holy man might make use of them. And I pull out, I have a mass cure wounds scroll and a diamond of some value that is not particularly useful to me as somebody who can't revivify people.
So I would like the scroll. Whatever I don't. There's an actual moment of like discomfort. You not so much from Lumari, but you see like there's almost like a wince of discomfort coming from the eye, like and it's a. I believe, yes, the scroll would be helpful.
And you're able to cast it?
It takes like a hard, like it looks like a wink, but it's a little too intense on the eye. It is within my knowledge. A stretch, but possible.
Okay, then. I sort of just out of curiosity, I like, in a nonchalant fashion, like pull out the 500 gold piece diamond and sort of like gesture it in the direction of Lumar to see if there's some sort of reaction of like, this is the diamond if that's what you wanted to get a better look at it.
No reaction from the diamond. Just kind of like, that is good. Um, the scroll.
Sure. If you can use it, I can't. So pass it over to you.
I'm gonna take a moment and like scan it over, just to look it over.
Yeah, it's a mass cure wounds scroll.
I actually have to double check something because this poses a curiosity.
Right. Yeah, I definitely feel the same.
I need to know the answer to this question so badly.
Okay.
Because of
off screen,
I have
Rebecca is
access
doing
to these
math.
because
I'm
of
with
that.
you. I'm with you. I know where you're going. I get it.
So yeah.
Sorry. You have access to them.
Like, all logic says yes, but also it's up to you.
I'll say yes based on the circumstances. Yeah.
Okay.
I will say though, you will have to do a check.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But you'd have to do a check even if you like had access but not the spell slots available yet.
Right.
Yes.
So if you're like a half caster without access to it.
Yeah, there's a couple of options of why this is challenging for me.
Yeah. It's driving Becca mad because
Becca's losing.
Becca's trying to figure out what this is.
I spent my entire break trying to figure out again.
And then this happened, and you're like,
And all my theories just went out the window. Except I'm holding on to them. Now, there's a section of my notes now just about this.
what is Lumari?
I'm sweating now.
But upon like scanning it over, there is. I want to roll to see if I can maintain my composure because this would be stressful. Lumari does look a little. There's like a cold sweat as like they're reading the scroll.
I would say given the circumstances and like the gesture of the diamond, I'm not great at insight, but definitely doing some sort of like read. Can I do an insight roll?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. 5. Not great. Not my thing.
I mean, it's easy to see that there, even a 5 can see that there is some sort of a connection between the scroll and the wincing of Lumaria. That's easy to see.
Yeah,
You're not
Lumari
sure.
couldn't hide that.
Are you sure you want that? You don't have to take it. We can always give it off to the half dragonborn.
I can use it. It is it's just learning to use other magics is complicated if I do not already have its knowledge reserved.
I see. So this is a new skill you would have to pick up.
More like
You could pick it up.
more like I have the skill to do it. It's more of when it comes time, I will just need to concentrate really hard.
Well, this is a very valuable scroll, so if you doubt your ability to use it, I would pass it off to someone who...
I don't doubt my ability. That is not the question. It is whether or not I can save this knowledge beyond what the scroll holds to keep it for myself.
I know some of your people think it is just a cheat code to have these higher powers giving you gifts, but there is nothing that just beats studying out of a good book, a couple basic arcane tenets. You don't have to play any silly games about what you can learn or what you can't. Anyone ever heard of a good old spell book anymore? Absolutely ridiculous.
Vaughn yells from somewhere. Yes?
Spellbook?
Lumari's golden eye glows a little brighter. And like you mentioned, a spell book and classic learning, there is like an actual response almost from the eye to your words.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Wait, what do you mean?
Not. Which one is it? Is it your left or right eye that's
It is
different?
the left.
Lefty over here gave me a look. What was that about?
You see his like kind of covers. It does that sometimes, I suppose. Well, thank you so much. I am glad to depart the knowledge onto you so that you may decide how to handle the rest of the crew.
Sure. And just to be aware, you don't need to be. There's no shame in having. You're not the only one. And I sort of like tip my hat back, and you can see that my eye that is always covered by half of the hat is like a mechanical eye, and there's like a significant amount of scarring. Mine stays a little bit better behaved, it seems. But doesn't put me off.
I would like to offer you the chance to do, I would say you can look further into the eye at this point with it's been glowing. An arcana you can do an arcana.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh my goodness. 21, and I'm going to use a flash of genius.
Genius.
So that's going to be a 26.
You are recognizing that the eye is not technically an eye. It's very particularly watching. There is some sort of divining coming from the eye.
Does it... I know enough about arcane arts. Is it similar to the spell Arcane Eye? Where it is like an object that is a divining object?
In a way, you get
Yeah.
the sense of like how scrying works or arcane eye. There is definitely something about the eye that is functionally divining.
Okay. Well, as long as I give the eye a wink. Always lovely to be the apple of someone's eye, I guess. I'd go rest or something.
As like Lumari kind of like you can see like the fatigue of trying to endure the eye actually has settled in. I don't know what we will face, but if teacher has seen an opportunity, I may impart knowledge upon to you later if you so wish that teacher would allow me to share.
I look forward to learning anything they have to offer.
And Lumari kind of like half stumbles out. There's like a definite level of like fatigue, discomfort that has settled in and is like recoiling from.
As they're like exiting, I'm like, people should really just look into books. Library cards are available.
Okay. As you leave, is there anything that you guys would like to do with the rest of the day? Or would you like to just skip to the long rest and wake up anew?
I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Lumaria?
playing with Bocephalus. I'm trying to teach Bocephalus tricks.
Do an animal handling check.
I mean, this dog is as smart as I am, so I understand why it is, but...
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's not as smart. I just, like, the stats for Bocephalus are... Bocephalus is an intelligence of 11, so it's less
Oh,
smart
never
than
mind.
me. But...
Yeah. Okay, cool.
More
Yeah, you're good.
Equally wise and more charismatic.
Because he's so cute.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know why.
Yeah,
This
but
is a
I'm
little guy.
I'm teaching Bocephalus tricks.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is one last thing Lumari would like to do before the rest settles.
What would you like to do?
While everything kind of settles, Lumari wants to go, knowing that Vaughn found an eyeball means that there's bodies around. I want to see if there is the long shot one, if there is a person dying that they can find that isn't like fully dead, or if there is a person that's dead that is not already turned undead at some point.
That's kind of. I. This is something I haven't really fully decided yet, but I feel like Citron might also be looking for the same thing.
Bestie.
Well, I think it just got decided. So Lumaria, as you're walking around, you revisit where you had previously been, to find that the eyeballs that you were given were most definitely taken from the zombies you had slain earlier. But you see a moving figure through the light fog before you finally recognize that this is Citron walking around.
Like, I see Citron, but Citron doesn't see. Like, Citron's been roaming about doing something.
It seems like Citron's been roaming about doing something, yeah. While you were in the circle, it seemed like Citron had departed from camp and started roaming.
Lamari has no sense of, I don't know, control, and will boastfully, "Is that Citron? Citron!"
Citron, almost like he's been caught, just. Hi there. Greetings. Hail and well met.
That is suspicious. Not that I care about anything you're doing, but what are you
bless.
doing?
Searching for bodies.
Help more. Speak much, please.
It's a little embarrassing. Maybe if we're fun. What are you doing out here?
Looking for bodies.
All right, let's look for bodies together.
I would like to know why you're doing it, but
I'd like to know why you're doing it.
Or I like talking to dead people.
Oh, that's nice. I am dead people.
That is valid point. I'm looking for more dead than you. Different dead or dying.
I think dying might be preferable for me as well.
You know what? There would be bodies. Because the Misfits have been here a while ago. I don't think anybody did anything with the bodies of the Coven that was here before. So there are bodies that have decomposed quite a bit in that little cottage area. They've, like, you can see that there's vines and stuff. It's hard to see at first, which is why you missed it the first time, because whatever dark magic was still here, Reminiscent had controlled these vines that were almost consuming the bits of flesh and whatever energy they could get from the like protein and stuff that was left over from these bodies. You do see that there are some in that cottage area.
Yeah, no, like catching those sight of bodies, Lumari's immediately looking for, checking the bodies to determine if at any point they've been considered undead. Like if something has basically desecrated it yet.
Taking a look at it, it doesn't seem There's no signs of any sort of like undeath. Like there's no like gnaw marks on any body parts or any like scratch marks where there shouldn't be. It doesn't look like there was any like wounds are still open, and it doesn't seem like they sort of healed over or closed up. They don't have like black blood coming all out of their open wounds or anything like that. It seems like they're not undead, or at least they haven't been. Yeah.
How fresh are these bodies?
Not. Like
Okay.
weeks.
What's the rate of decomposition?
That's a great question. That's a question that Johnny doesn't know. But I mean,
it's
it
probably
looks
it's too old.
it looks like a couple weeks to a month ish. So
Okay.
probably like skin has already shriveled
old.
up. Okay.
But it has a mouth, and that's all I need for this
Yes, it does.
to work.
Mm-hmm.
So like, we'll head over to one of them, just kind of like poke at
Becca,
it,
you killed me. All right.
and we'll like start to poke it and be like, hold up. And then we'll like pull a flint of wood out of the mechanical right arm between the fingertips and like snap my fingers, lighting the incense. Okay. I don't know how this works. Uh, random things. Okay. And we'll start like waving the incense and be like, I need to talk to you, so up you go, please. As I will do speak with dead.
Okay. You can see that like the body is trying to lift a little just from the magic that comes out of your hands. But it's so densely held by the vines here, you could see like you can hear like cracking of some bones as it pushes against these vines before it finally just stays at a rest just below them. And you hear just a faint inhale.
So, do you know anything about reconcentrating the shrine over that way? So useless. Do you know of any particularly powerful, useful arcane artifacts in this immediate area?
Hut. The skull.
Again, useless. Mm. Did you have anything else useful, magicals that you maybe hid or know that's hidden?
Magical components in the cottage on the water.
Okay. I am going to believe that any other dead person over here would be just as useless as you. I am going to double check this. I can't revive. I don't want to revive this one. I'm gonna leave it be. I'm gonna let it stay stuck in the animated enough to speak, but not enough to do anything.
Okay.
Useless. Good luck. Hopefully someone else can help you.
All right. It stays animated, that in between life and death, just underneath the vines.
Citron, did you need this one?
No, it's too. Citron hesitates. He's not sure quite what to say at the moment of why this body won't work. Let's move.
Okay, tell me what you're looking for, and I can help maybe find specifics. Is this like a harvesting thing? Is it a,
I just need
a
something fresh.
is this a food thing?
No.
Okay.
If you
I don't judge.
if 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 you would like to roll, trying to think of a good roll, I guess perception.
Oh, you mean the thing I have an advantage on?
Yeah, I think perception would be.
Whew, 30.
Oh shit. Then yeah, you see Citron is kind of itching, going from he's trying to hide it, but like he's itching, scratching his arm, and then trying to subtly scratch at the leg that's humanoid.
Are you um okay. Is this like a do you need body parts to like fix yourself?
Citron kind of pushes up one of his sleeves, and you see he shows that his the Dragonborn, the human and the Dragonborn aren't completely magically fused. They're sewn together. And the Dragonborn part is fine, but the human part is actively rotting.
Okay, I see. Hmm. You are needing fresher parts to get over the rotting parts.
Yes.
There is little that I can do specifically. At best, perhaps I can slow down the degradation just a bit for the time being.
I don't think it matters that much. For the most part, dead bodies aren't difficult to come by in Barovia.
So you need fresh bodies, yes?
The fresher, the better. Yes.
I can get you one. Not right now.
Should I bother asking how you can get this?
How else does one get fresh body?
That's a fair question. All right.
Yeah. I was looking for one where I could fresh myself too, for a different reason. So I keep lookout anyway. And if you find one, perhaps one that is on its last breath, you let me know, and we can help each other.
Citron holds up his pinky. All right, deal.
Oh, yes. And like takes the mechanical and like wraps.
Yeah.
Oh, where I'm from, you have to kiss the hand to lock it in. Mwah.
Same, actually.
I love it.
You're the first person I've met that actually does that too.
You've got to lock it in, you know? It's like
Yeah,
a whisper in it.
Yeah, it's just it's just how James taught me. Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, does this condition, is it slowly leading you to will it make you a form of undead?
I'm already a form of undead.
I see.
I guess you weren't here for this. I mean, you seem to know lots of random bits of information. What bits do you know about Barovia, about Argenvostolt?
That much was not in my privy information other than to beware of the possible revenants I may run into, but beyond that, I only know that it was a dragon?
I predate Vampire Strahd.
Oh. See, I only know to be aware of like corruption about it now. I know not of what was in that degree.
Um, the army was wiped out. I was nice and dead. Was fine with that. Then the Dark Power came and brought the army back, which included me.
So now you can't die until
I'm assuming till Strahd is gone, but I've got nothing to back that up.
hmm, you're sort of undead, but you might just work out for me when all things said and done. You may be free of this place for good.
Well, that would be lovely. I'm
And
not holding
then,
my breath, though.
no, you can come with me afterwards.
Come again?
Well, if Strahd dies and that means you might die, that means there's a moment in which you can be released. And I plan to go back where the stars shine bright, and you can come with.
As long as I mean, I've been wanting to stay dead, but part of that's because pardon the language, but I feel like absolute fucking shit being alive.
Oh no.
The stars sound amazing. If I, I'll go to the stars, but you gotta promise that I won't keep feeling like this.
What you feel
As
in
nice
this
as it
body,
sounds.
it will be over. You will be refreshed, restored in a sense, reborn anew. Truly anew, not haphazardly.
So sort of like heaven, real resurrection.
To be a star amongst the stars.
Well, imagine that. Maybe somebody will make a wish upon me then.
You know? Someone said the same thing about when I landed here, so it seems nice that someone else gets the sentiment. I digress. I could not find a fresh body, so until next time, we will continue searching.
Sounds good.
And like
Let's
Lamari does like that pat on the back to walk to kind of be like, I got you.
I think if this were a comedy, part of Citron would fall off. But no, he stays intact. You see, you catch a glimpse of this, but he scratches under the collar, and you see in the heart area fresh human skin, fresh human part, but it's not sewn in. It doesn't look like it how do I put this? It just yeah, it doesn't look like it's sewn in. It feels it looks real, like part of a living, breathing body, unlike the rotting flesh you've seen.
Um, out of curiosity, is any of the pain affliction something akin to a curse, perchance?
No. It's just the state that Citron is in. It seems to just be an affliction that isn't a disease, isn't a curse, it's just
them.
It's just how... Because they are a mix between undead and living. It's just... It is what it is.
Then Lamari makes no note of any other consideration and just kind of like documents the information.
Okay. Vaughn, looks like you want to do something.
Oh, you watched me unmute my mic?
Yep.
I just think that at some point a long arm kind of extends into the portable hole, holding a flower from my collection earlier.
Thank you, dear. And I add it to like the one, like there's like one little ornamental vase with a bunch of like little flowers from what Vaughn has given me over the last several weeks.
Of course. Sorry I didn't find anything poisonous this time.
That's all right. Not everything can be useful. Some things just need to be pretty.
That's true, yes. That was all. My hand waves and I kind of just pull it like back out. I don't want to interrupt you in whatever you're doing.
Thank you. I continue fiddling with the things I'm fiddling with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I go back to doing whatever.
All right.
Just kind of waiting for everyone to show back up.
Sure. I will leave this open. Is there anything else that you'd like to do before hitting the long rest?
Punch it. Let's do it.
All right.
All my pieces have been set.
Perfect. Long rest. The night arrives. You get through another evening with no encounters. Nothing dangerous happens. You do see every once in a while animal or two slithering or swimming through the river, coursing just next to you. But it's mainly a peaceful night. Vaughn, it's weird being back here again under, this circumstance of not being in a cage once again. And that feeling of control and oppression that you always felt here, even outside of the cage, is no longer there. But the long rest goes by. You are all officially level 13. And we awake anew in the morning. You find that Sorsha had awoken rather early. She had started working on creating a bit of a salve type, like using a, what are they called? Mortar and pestle to kind of create this almost like paste-like potion-y type thing that she's just keeping a hold of for now. But she is currently at the center of the circle, sitting crisscross in the center, seeming to be trying to connect to the Fanes at the moment.
And at this point, enough time has passed, our Ravenfred would be good to go.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I think we've all been very patient.
Okay. Are we setting plans in action? Or would you like a week before then?
No, why not? What were you saying, Jaden?
Depending what's happening, like if the plans are being set in motion, then Lamari does something. If they're not, Lamari does nothing yet.
I mean, we're gonna do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
So,
right.
like upon like knowing it's happening, Lumari kind of like, okay. So I do believe that you will be my group that will help me see this to the end. And like takes a moment and starts to take the holy water and takes the vial in the hand and squeezes it. And slowly this like purple flame starts to burst from the hand and consume the gauntlet as it kind of goes up to about mid forearm. And then it coalesces back into the hand and forms this like darkened, charred skull engulfed in flames. And you can see the bits of like gold specks upon its form as it holds this like purple flame, and these like chains dangle from like the mandible. It's like this decorative, ornate skull. I just want to make sure that whatever happens next, I am prepared.
Is that a friend of yours?
It is my weapon.
Fascinating.
Sick.
And Lumari just there's this like normally that like fun is like become there's this definitely like not personality switch, but you can see that like fun demeanor has kind of shifted into like it's time. And like with a smile. Now let us begin.
Okay. So, where are all of you going to be going? Are you all going into the center, like into the circular monolith area? What would you all like to do? Where are you going to be setting up for this final, or rather this first start of a long process?
Can I be within 30 feet of Sorsha if I'm outside of the circle?
The circle is about like 50 feet wide.
So
no.
Radius.
Well, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, I guess no. Hold on. Or did I get that wrong? Sorry. It's about like 50-foot like radius.
50-foot radius. So
Radius.
definitely not. Okay. Yeah.
Big circle.
It's a big circle.
Okay. Then I would definitely be inside it, but toward the perimeter.
Okay.
I'm keeping my eyes out.
Okay.
Focusing in the direction of the tree we're gonna go to next.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess I want to be within range where in a turn I could get to Sorsha if something bad happens to Sorsha.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's just 40 feet. I just need to be within 40 feet of Sorsha.
Yeah.
I
imagine. Go ahead.
I think knowing how important it is, and if something goes wrong, how important it would be to protect Sorsha, as the cleric, I'm going to be within 10 feet of her.
Okay. I think Katya will be right next to you as well. She would be pretty protective. I think Esmeralda is going to be on the edge, similar to what Beatrice is doing, though on another side of it. Lumaria.
Mari is going to try to be as centered as possible. Trying to be, I need to be at least 30 feet from every person if possible.
Okay.
Why?
And I do have to distinctly say that I do have a random insect in my left hand, still alive, because it is the target of my concentration right now.
Okay.
Ooh, as I move past people, before I get right next to Sorsha, I do cast Emboldening Bond.
Okay. Who are you casting it on?
Not me, probably. Don't know if we would be considered allies at peace.
Oh, that's fair.
But I'm totally not offended by that. But go for it.
No, I was, because Citron said he would still back you up.
Yeah,
No matter what happened. I think
mechanically,
it's
Beatrice is
just-
still an ally. You could pick Beatrice.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I
You
pick,
are in the ally zone.
Yeah.
So I pick Beatrice, Sorsha. How many people do I get to pick?
I think it's 5.
Bolting Bond. Each is number of pulling creatures equal to your proficiency. Yeah, it's 5. So Lumari, Sorsha, Beatrice, then I guess also Vaughn and Katya.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
So it
Katya.
seems like every PC, including Sorsha,
Sorsha's a
the
PC.
only ones not included is Esmeralda and Citron.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's it. Oh, and Bocephalus, of course. Sorry.
So important. How dare you
So
forget my son?
Okay. So, Sorsha now opens her eyes after contacting the Fanes to understand what she must do. She just stands up and says, "Okay. As long as you're within here, I think we can do this together. Are we ready?"
Are you? You know, you
think
are.
so.
I'm gonna give her a bolstering magic.
Incredible. All right.
She has a D3.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you sending now?
No.
Okay. Just wanted to double check.
Right? Like, I think...
Like right when the end happens, that's when you... Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorsha takes a seat just next to this shriveled trunk at the center. She rubs her hands in this salve that she had made, this like dark green tinted almost ooze. As she finally places her hands onto the trunk, you see arcane glyphs begin to light up before this giant explosion of darkness envelops each of you, and sound completely goes out. I need every person to do a Constitution saving throw.
I have no extra stuff. Okay.
You
I would
put
also
emphasis on
like-
person. So you're saying not my dog?
I would also... Would Bocephalus have been in this circle?
No, not if you say it like that.
Not when you say it like that.
Oh,
Good job,
did I
Cedric.
get a natty 20?
And we get emboldening bond for this, yes?
Correct.
Yes.
Oh, that adds.
A D4. Yeah.
Did that... So
Lumaria,
it's like I get an additional +1
Lumaria, are
from
you...
Archinvost?
Yes, everybody gets an additional +1 for saving throws, but it might be added already. Lumaria, are you proficient in Arcana?
I am not proficient in Arcana.
Okay. I would like Vaughn and Beatrice to do a quick Arcana check for me.
33.
Arcana? 29.
Oh, we also get emboldening bond on that?
True.
Yeah.
You're totally good.
5.
35? Ugh. Is that high enough?
Just before this explosion, you saw a glyph of warding at the center.
Oh.
This is a trap. And as that dark energy shoots out, you feel yourself being crushed under intense gravitational energy. This force that tries to crush your body. For this, those that fail take 50 points of force damage.
What was the DC for failure?
The DC for failure. Let me double check. Our good boy Strahd von Zarovich's DC. Doesn't say here. One sec. I believe his DC is...
It's like only a 2, actually.
Very low.
Yeah, he's actually not that
super
good.
low.
So like
Your teacher actually
Famously.
did like a really bad job teaching him.
Damn, okay, cool. All right, I'm just
I
gonna
take
cast it because
Hopefully.
Because it'll probably
you
pop up
won't
for
see
you.
it. Yeah. 19.
I did definitely ping abjuration when I magical awareness this circle.
You
but I was
did.
just like, yeah.
I
mean, yeah,
checked
of
the
course
wording.
because it's
I checked the wording and I was like, well, it makes sense. It does, but
it makes sense that there would be abjuration on this, holy
Yeah.
thing, and we didn't look further into it.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the save is 19. That means that Vaughn, Citron, Beatrice. Okay.
Oh, do you need me to roll for Sorsha?
I got Sorsha.
Okay, you've got Sorsha. Cool. I closed her when I was like, I don't
It is
know what her
all
level
good.
up is.
Yep. I think I leveled her up already.
You were. I
So-
saw you were in there.
And then I'll need to roll one for Katya.
Abjuration, conjuration, we're on it.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
So is it
Alright.
halved for anyone who passed?
Halved for everyone that passed.
Ouch.
Okay,
Big
so it's-
ouch.
I have to look
20.
at something, but I don't know where it is because I have too many things.
Where am I?
Sorsha got a 4.
She gets a D3. Will that help her?
Nope.
Okay.
And Katya passes. So she takes
What kind of damage is this?
25. This is force damage.
Oh. I mean, it wasn't raging, so it doesn't really matter.
But with that aside, we're going to end there.
Oh god.
Ah!
As this giant concussive force explodes at the center of the shrine. No doubt, Strahd leaving this for you, knowing you wouldn't heed his words. But with that, thank you all for joining us. Make sure to watch us on the next episode where shit's gonna get nasty. Also, so next, I believe it's next week, right? Yeah, next week, we won't be having a Jaden here. Because Jaden's going to D&D in a castle. So that's fucking sweet.
So cool.
That's valid.
Oh, yeah, that castle. Specifically that castle in the background, yeah. So, I believe, next Monday and then the Monday after that, Jaden is going to be away at D&D in the castle. And then on the 15th, we're going to be taking the night off because that's my birthday. And I'm going to take the night to do other stuff. And, man, the 22nd and then the 29th,
No,
Becca's
me.
not going to be here. We're going to have a whole, man, all of April is just not going to be the full Misfits. That's all right. Anyways, all of that aside, thank you all so much for being here. I actually got to be in chat tonight because you guys were just doing everything for me, and it was great. It was awesome. I really liked being in chat. I could talk to everybody. It was so good. Anyways, enough of me gushing. do the follows, do the subscriptions, tell people about Ravenloft Misfits. If you're listening on the podcast, give us the 5-star and a review, and follow us. I think on Spotify, I think you could do that. We like shattered 30,000 listens so far, so that's pretty sweet. That's amazing. Never in a million years would I have thought that would have happened. But yeah, we appreciate everybody listening, watching here on the stream, all of that. Thank you all so much. Yeah, so we'll keep you updated on next week. I believe we're going to be playing, but we'll keep you updated. I'm not going to jinx it this time. So, make sure to level up, and we will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.